This is a wide-ranging group, a variety of different sports are represented up here. We have inductees who grew up in Florida, in the Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania, in the great state of Ohio across the river, out on Long Island in New York, and of course in the great state of West Virginia. So without any further ado, I will turn it over to Gary Mcpherson, one of our former basketball coaches. And Gary has the pleasure of inducting into the West Virginia University Hall of Fame Dale Blaney, men's basketball, 1982 through 1986. Coach Mack?
He is an outstanding individual. Let me say this, I played against West Virginia University in the 1950s. I coached against West Virginia University in the 1960s. I coached for West Virginia in the latter part of the 1960s. I coached for them in the 1970s, the 1980s, and part of the 1990s. I've missed one basketball game since 1993 to the present. And in my humble opinion, there's no one that's more deserving to be in the WVU Athletic Hall of Fame than Dale Blaney. He's an outstanding individual, an outstanding person, and it's indeed an honor for me to stand here as one of his former coaches and present him for induction into the 2013 Class Hall of Fame. Dale is presently making his living racing. He raced last night in Ohio. Tonight he races on the All-Star Sprint Series, where he presently is in first place. It's about 6 hours up to Fremont, Ohio. He was afraid of coming in last night, getting there in time. That's the way he makes his livelihood, but I talked to him yesterday on the phone. He said to congratulate everyone here, but he definitely wanted to thank Coach Gil Catlett and his basketball staff, West University Athletic Department, the Hall of Fame Committee, and especially his teammates for this induction into the Hall of Fame. So on behalf of Dale Blaney, his family, his mother Katie, his deceased father Lou, brother Dave, and his daughters Ashley and Lee, I accept this award in their honor. They're a very supportive family, and he was a great student athlete. Thank you very much.
I'll bring up Craig Turnbull, our longtime head men's wrestling coach, to introduce and induct Dean Morrison. Coach Turnbull.
It's like being called, you're on deck and then go sit down for an hour and get back ready. But thank you, Oliver. Congratulations to all the inductees. A special congratulations to Linda and Ed for all the wonderful work you've done at West Virginia University. Congratulations. It is truly an honor for me to be here to introduce Dean Morrison. Unfortunately, Dean was not able to be here, but fortunately, it is a time of celebration in the Morrison family that he and his wife are expecting their third child any moment. Could be right now, so he needed to stay home. I am going to be both the introducer and Dean. I'm not sure what kind of impersonation I'm going to be able to do for Dean. He's 6'3" and looks very different than me. Dean Morrison presented to me a very valuable lesson, one that was presented to me many times in my coaching career. And that is, in working with people, working with young men, that a good judgment entails so much more than a record or statistics. That Dean in high school never wrestled in the high school state finals, never placed in a high school national tournament, and was a very average student. In fact, initially, he was rejected in admissions by West Virginia University. When people called up me on his behalf, they talked about his exceptional character and his very high potential. When Dean came into school, he set two immediate goals. One was to be an NCAA champion, and one was to be an engineer. Both were equally far outside his reach. It soon became apparent to us that Dean was an exceptional person. He had a tremendous spirit that ran through him. He was very proud, he was very dignified, and he had a strong moral sense. He sent this last night. It is such an honor to be among such company as those receiving in this group. It is nice to be remembered. Thank you. I'd like to say a special hello and congratulations to Dr. Etzel. I was so pleased to hear that once again you are being recognized. I still apply many of the lessons discovered together during team sessions. Thank you for being an excellent example of effortless giving. Coach Turnbull, it is most appropriate for you to be receiving this honor on my behalf. You still know me so well. During times of success and failures, you always did such an amazing job at meeting me wherever I ended up, and you still are doing that today. I hope only the best for you and your family. Thank you. I am unable to attend this wonderful event as I am with my wife and 2 boys awaiting our 3rd child, expected to arrive today or tomorrow. We live in New York City. I am creating programs for at-risk youth to help them prepare for college and the issues of life. Learning for me still continues. The challenges our family have come to witness has called on us our deepest faith and has made it imperatively clear that we are to focus on what's important. The scripture verse that best describes what we aim to teach our young participants is, "We wrestle not against flesh and blood." Thank you, West Virginia University, for remembering me even as time has moved on. Please know that I am still working intensely hard at applying all the valuable lessons I've learned on that campus. My growing family looks forward to visiting that most beautiful state again. Thank you so much, Dean Morrison.
Thank you, Coach Turnbull, and congratulations to Dean Morrison. Now to introduce one of his teammates, Tom Woodishek. Please, I'll bring to the stage John Skinner, football player himself, obviously, and an attorney. John?
Director Luck, fellow presenters, inductees, members of the Hall of Fame, ladies and gentlemen, I have the privilege to present to you today my friend and teammate Tom Woodishek for induction into the Sports Hall of Fame. Woody is the father of 3 children and has 2 grandchildren. Director Luck, I present my friend and teammate Tom Woodishek for induction in the WVU Sports Hall of Fame.
Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate it. I'm both proud and honored to be standing here beside my fellow inductees receiving our school's prestigious award for athletic achievement. And as I look out here and I see some of my former teammates, I'm reminded that no one gets to this level by himself. I owe a lot to my teammates, and not just those who shared Saturday afternoons with me, but also those who never put on a game uniform or shared in the glory of our victories. But every Monday through Friday, they were on that practice field preparing us for the upcoming games and also helping us to develop those football skills that are so necessary to be successful and competitive. And as John pointed out, we were winning 80% of our games and placing 3 seniors into the National Football League. So to all of my teammates, my coaches, my university, I shall always be grateful. Thank you very much.
And now to introduce her good friend, Linda Burdett Good, our incredible longtime gymnastics coach. Let's give a Mountaineer welcome to the head coach of the gymnastics team at the University of Michigan, Bev Plotke. Bev.
Good morning. I always welcome an opportunity to come back to Morgantown, West Virginia, a place that I love and a place that I have so many fond memories. And I would like to first congratulate all the inductees for this year's Hall of Fame. Many, many congratulations to all of your achievements and successes. My job here today is to introduce to you the 2013 inductee Linda Burdett Good. This is a woman, I'm gonna have to put on my sexy specs, excuse me. A woman who has dedicated her entire life and career to West Virginia University and its women's gymnastics team and athletes. 37 years of coaching, 35 winning seasons, the only Mountaineer coach to ever achieve 600 wins, 8 different Coach of the Year awards, 33 NCAA first round appearances, 10 conference championships, 4 national championship appearances, 13 All-Americans, 8 regional champions, 56 conference championships, etc., 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 in 3 minutes. Her greatest successes were the impact that she's had on so many lives in such a positive way. Linda is a very special woman. There are many people who have graduated from her program who would never be doing the things that they're doing and having the successes that they're having without having come into contact with Linda Burdett. She was not just our gymnastics coach, she was in fact our life coach. I learned so many things from Linda about the importance of not just being a good athlete, but being a good person, growing and never underestimating what your abilities are and what your achievements can be.
Members of the selection committee, Director Luck, the West Virginia University Athletic Department, fellow inductees, members of the Mountaineer Nation, thank you for this amazing honor. I especially want to thank Bev for inducting me into the Hall of Fame, and I would add that she's probably the winningest coach at the University of Michigan and has won more Big Ten championships than any other coach at the University of Michigan. So I'm very proud of what she's accomplished as well. I was told to keep this short, but I found I have so much to say. So I decided I would just say a couple things about each of my 37 years. I'm just kidding. I was very fortunate to have amazing athletes, many of who are here today, assistant coaches, athletic trainers, and support staff, and especially athletic administrators who were supporting my program. I'd like to thank everybody who came back to visit and support me on this wonderful, wonderful day. There have been so many wonderful experiences and people in my career, it would take too long to name all of them. This job was a dream come true, and I want to thank everybody for helping me along the way. Thank you. I have a couple people I would like to recognize. I have my daughter, Anna, my grandson, and my husband, Lee, are here today. Thank you. And the current WVU gymnastics team, Jason Butts, head coach, Travis Stoke, and Bridget Boyd, thank you for being here.
We will induct posthumously Olivia Bradley, and to make remarks, her daughter, Dondrea Houston. Please give her a loud and joyous Mountaineer welcome.
I was very young when my mom passed, so there isn't much I remember about her, but I do remember that she was a kind-hearted, caring person that took pride in working hard for the things she wanted in life. And although I didn't get to see her play, I was told that was the same passion she brought every time she played on the court. I was also told that's the same passion she brought when she played here in 1982 to 1985. And today I'm here with my sisters and my grandma and my stepdad who are in the audience to accept the award for her. So it's with the greatest honor that I'm up here, and I know that if she was alive, she would thank everyone and feel really honored that you inducted her into the Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Dondrea, and congratulations to your mother. You may not have seen her play, but there are many Mountaineers here who saw her play for her 4 years at the university, and she was an incredible athlete and an even better person. So thank you very much for coming. We appreciate it. And now to introduce Dr. Ed Etzel, former great athlete and coach, Dave Johnson, the head of USA Shooting. Dave, welcome.
Good morning. It's my honor to introduce Ed today, and it's also my honor to represent a long line of student athletes, family, and friends that have come in contact with Ed over the years in our sport of Olympic target shooting. When they asked me to come up here a little while ago and introduce him, I was a bit floored. First thing you think of is, what do you say in a few moments about someone who has influenced so many lives in our sport, athletes and students outside of our sport through his role here at WVU.
I'd like to say thanks and sit down, because I'm more of a private speaker. I think, I'm sort of an introvert, and it probably looks that way too. So anyway, I want to thank Dave for introducing me. I hope that I have an opportunity to introduce him and other folks from the team here over time. And I want to thank Director Luck and everyone for coming here this morning. I think it's still this morning. And I'm truly honored to be inducted into our Hall of Fame today. I want to congratulate everybody else, all my peers, folks I coached with and saw play. Sort of dates you when you see that. You have that kind of time pass. And
our final inductee is Paul Popovich. He's unable to attend due to a health-related illness. Paul lives in Chicago, tremendous baseball player for the Mountaineers, but here to make some remarks about Paul is his good friend and the former dean of the School of, what are we calling it now, CPAS, the College of Physical Activity and Sports Science. I think, Bill, in your day it was the School of Physical Education, but nonetheless, let's welcome Bill Douglas.
Thank you, Director Luck. I just learned yesterday that I was going to be introducing Paul. Had I known that, I would have called him and I would have asked of him what he would like for me to say on this occasion. Since I didn't have the opportunity to talk to Paul, I'll just say what I think Paul would have said. I think Paul would certainly want to thank the selection committee, and so we do that. He would certainly applaud the other inductees, as we have done, as every inductee has stood up here. I think he would want to remember the coaches that coached him. His high school coach, Tim Shields, at Flemington High School. I know he would want to thank Coach Fred Schaus and George King for having recruited him to come here. And I guess his baseball coach and my baseball coach, Steve Herrick, had something to do with it. However, in those days, we didn't have baseball scholarships, and we had a few basketball players who were on scholarship that played baseball, Paul being one of them. So I am privileged that I was asked to introduce Paul. I've not seen Paul for 50-some years, and I hope that I have thanked the people that he would have wanted to thank, and I know that he's deeply humbled by this, and I say thanks to you and we thank Paul for the contribution he made to West Virginia University. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate, Bill, you stepping in on short notice. So that brings the 23rd class induction to a close. I want to thank everybody for coming, teammates, former coaches, family members, parents, uncles, aunts, nephews, etc. Thank you very much for participating. This is the 23rd class. It's one of the best classes that we have here at the university with our Sports Hall of Fame. We appreciate all that our inductees have done for the university, the blood, sweat, and the tears that they have provided to their alma mater, and we're very, very proud of you. Having said that, let's go out and enjoy a beautiful fall afternoon and go out and beat the Georgia State Panthers. Thank you very much for attending.